Okay, so we're on 2C, and it says Mr. Bell uses the function f of x equals negative 7 over 12 times x plus 28, where x is the number of hours that Jim works, so Jeff is going to be green, and he's x, and then f of x is the amount of hours that Stacy works. So Stacy is the f of x, which is the teal. To determine the relationship between how many hours each person works, at the end of 2 weeks, he finds that Stacy has worked 14 hours. So it says solve f of x equals 14. So Stacy is the f of x, right? And she has worked 14 hours. And so if we start writing that equation in here, f of x equals 14, but in order to solve this, this time we don't have this x thing here. But we know from up here that f of x also equals this equation here. So we need to set our equation equal to negative 7 over 12 x times x plus 28. Okay, now our goal is to find out how many hours Jim worked, which he is represented by the x here. And so we need to get x by itself. So that means that we need to move all the other stuff to the other side. So in order to do that, I'm going to subtract 28 from both sides. Minus 28. And then we're gonna, so on the right hand side, the 28s cancel out. On the left hand side, we have 14 minus 28, which equals, what does that equal? Negative 14? Hopefully. And negative 14 equals what we have left on the right hand side, which is the negative 7/12 times x. Let me do something. Whoops. Negative 14 equals negative 7 over 12 times x. Okay, so here's kind of the tricky part. In order to get rid of this 7/12, we need to multiply it by the reciprocal. So what you do is you take each side, and the reciprocal just basically means flip the fraction upside down. So we have times negative 12 over 7. Hopefully you can read that. So I took that 7 over 12, flipped it upside down, and I'm going to multiply both sides by that. 12 over 7 negative. Okay, on the right hand side, look what happens. The 12 cancels out. Here, let me get another color. The 12 cancels out and the 7 cancels out. So on the right hand side, all you got left is the x. And that equals, on the left hand side, we got 14. Let me highlight it for you. 14, negative 14 divided by 7. That equals negative 2. And then we take that times the top number here, which is negative 12. So we got negative 12 times negative 2. That equals a positive 24. And that equals our x. So that's it for this problem. So that means that Jim worked 24 hours, which we need that information for the next problem coming up.